Okay, so I totally and completely get it. You're really tired. It's the end of the day. It hasn't been the greatest day, and you're looking for a little comfort food. And it is absolutely so tempting to pick up that phone and make that phone call. You know, the phone call with the tip. We'll talk about this. How can we combat spending in that area? Back in a minute. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I love, love, love helping people to keep some of their hard-earned money. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see ya. Hey, listen, we've all had days like that, like less than perfect, and we either overwhelmed or just not in the mood for cooking. But this is where planning ahead while you are having that better day, while you are feeling better in general in life. For example, meatloaf has been well known to be a comfort food. Mashed potatoes is absolutely a comfort food. Here's a really good trick. And all you need to do is have this one item ready. For example, the meatloaf. You don't have to have the potatoes ready. You don't have to have the peas ready. For example, mashed potatoes and peas or mashed potatoes and corn. Just narrow it down. Find your favorite meatloaf recipe. And on that better day, sorry about the outside noises. Hopefully it's being canceled with my headset. Anyway, life in the city, right? But this is important. On those days when you are feeling much better, prepare that meatloaf. But here is the trick. Prepare the meatloaf, and once it is done, once it is finished, cut it into slices. Yes, slices. That way you can use it. This is especially good if you're a family of one or two. But even for a family more than one or two, you could still take out as many slices as you need. So plan ahead, make enough or a little more than enough. My mother always said it pays to make even more than enough. She was right. And just put it away. Having that in the freezer, even if you decide at the last minute to take that comforting piece or pieces of the meatloaf down from the freezer, all you're doing is heating it up. And as far as the mashed potatoes go, there really are today some really wonderful versions of instant mashed potato. Kind of like really not like the primitive ones from back in the 70s. Not that they were bad, but the ones from today are, in my opinion, so much better. So you make a fresh batch, which is so one, two, three of instant mashed potatoes, and heat up a can of peas. You have your entire dinner ready in less than no time. Literally, from the beginning to the end, including heating up those slices of meatloaf, you could have a nourishing comfort food dinner in about 10 minutes. This is why I stress out the people that refuse to accept that it's actually not a bad idea to meal plan. I think it's really important to meal plan and to make things ahead of time. You don't have to go crazy and make a ton of it. You could even make your original meatloaf as simple and as easily as you can in your crock pot. I'm trying to make meals so simple and so easy. Another thing on those nights when absolutely you are just like dog tired, like really, really tired, and you don't have that much money to spend on food, and you look around your refrigerator, that's the night or the lunchtime or whatever that you should plan on making a hearty sandwich. When you have extra money in the beginning of the month, for example, I'm just using that as an example, buy a couple of those loaves of those very nice Italian type bread or semolina bread or any bread that your family enjoys or French bread. Put it away, wrap it up, put it in the freezer. Those breads defrost wonderfully and they keep wonderfully. That could be sandwich night. And sandwich night does not have to be fancy. Can I tell you a story? This was back in the 1980s, mind you. I was craving a potato and egg sandwich, which is basically a simple potato egg, and some people put onion and pepper at the same time. So I went into this really nice pizzeria, was in Queens, New York, and this is in the 80s. And what they wanted back in the 1980s for a simple potato and egg sandwich was almost like $8. This was back in the 1980s. The sandwich itself was phenomenal. I don't know what seasoning they used, but I think it's the seasoning that really grabbed the buyer's attention more than anything else. However, a potato and egg hero is absolutely something you could duplicate in minutes. If you have a bag of frozen french fries hanging out in your freezer, you could be air frying those french fries, okay? And at the same time, you could make your scrambled eggs separately, or if you prefer, making it with sauteing it with some onion and some green and red pepper, and like put that whole thing together. And then you're just adding those french fries to that wonderful bread that you have in the freezer. This, you have the whole long hero waiting for you, and you could just cut it up into sections for your family. So you could have as much or as little as you want of this sandwich. This is extremely, extremely affordable. So definitely the method is have a couple of simple things ready and work around it. This is very important. I'll never understand why sometimes people just can't take that minute in the beginning time of the month, or whenever when you have, whenever you go grocery shopping, take that minute, plan ahead, like mentally. How do you think, like, if you know you have like a special event going on, like a stressful day, look at your calendar and be honest with yourself. Like, look at your calendar and say, you know what? I'm going to be too tired at 5 o'clock on that day to make a big old dinner. That would be the time to sit down and consider planning these easier meals. I'm not saying never ever go out. That's not realistic. But if you want to reduce your spending outside for outside meals, another thing that people, they just don't want to clean up. So make the meals that have the least amount of cleanup. But telling you the truth, those couple of times, like when I had my meatloaf slices already ready in the freezer and just heating them up with whatever side dish I wanted, it took the edge of a really stressful day. And there is nothing wrong, in my opinion, about comforting yourself with a little bit of comfort food. What is your favorite go to comfort food? Could it be a bowl of pasta, which does not take long to make? There are so many options. What do you do to try to resist yourself from picking up that telephone and making that extra phone call or going out to eat? Really and truly, these are ways we can easily save and hit our savings goals. Just saying, just saying. All right, that's it for now. If you found any value in this video, don't forget to what? Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care now. Bye bye.